Hi, I'm Bruce Mackay of Mackay Insurance. Mackay Insurance has been a proud member of the Bay of Quinte region for the past 45 years, providing quality and effective insurance products. Mackay Insurance has been a proud partner with the Belleville Senators since their inception in 2017, and we are proud to support the development of professional hockey within the region. I'm Bruce Mackay of Mackay Insurance, and this is Road to the AHL.
Venny trying to find it, he does. Drops his man in the corner as they try to work it across and score! Garrett Pilon ties the game. Sens keep it in. Gannett, Highmore shot, rebound is there. They score! They score! With 33 seconds left, the Sens bang in a rebound. Now Boku Imama gets it ahead for Garrett Pilon. He scores! With a penalty on the way, Garrett Pilon goes upstairs, and the Senators have a 2-goal lead in the third period.
I was born in New York there. My dad was playing for the Islanders, so spent first couple years in Long Island. Then he got traded or signed with the Blues, so I moved there at a young age, and I got to actually I had to do some minor hockey, a couple of skates with the Kachuk brothers, Stillman, Riley Stillman, who's actually on Springfield, and a couple other guys. So it was pretty cool being around, obviously, the hockey world at a pretty young age, getting exposed to, meeting Chris Pronger when I was 5 years old, and the Kachucks, and then, like sitting in Freddie Brathwaite's stall and all that. So pretty cool experiences that you didn't really know were cool until you were older. And then, obviously I moved to Saskatoon there and spent majority of my life kind of growing up and playing minor hockey there. From a young age, my dad, for sure, like he was my coach. He was all that and above. So I think he was obviously a big role model for me growing up. Obviously, when I was younger, I looked up to him a ton too, just being in NHL and all that. But yeah, once I got older, I had plenty of coaches in midget as well that helped. Like I think I had, throughout my career, like a ton of great coaches that helped me play the right way, do the right things, be a good person, all that sort of thing that I think really helped shape me, hopefully, for who I am now, which is a good thing. So I had plenty of guys that I think were very invested in helping me get to where I am, which I'm super grateful for. Obviously, I think I owe myself a little bit of credit as well. I stuck to what they were teaching me and really tried to soak it in, but I had plenty of help for sure to get here.
Going to come in and take the face-off here. Don't see that very often, but now stolen by Pilon. Wrist shot, Byram couldn't hold it in. Now short-handed, a chance for Pilon. He's all by himself. Pilon waits and scores. Garrett Pilon has his first of the year and just all about patience. Walks to the middle, shooting, scores! Kamloops makes it pay on the second power play of the period. With 43.5 seconds left, it's Pilon from the point. Blocker side, and we're tied 1-1.
Yeah, junior for me was weird. I was a little undersized coming into junior. So when the Bantam WHL draft happened, I think I went pretty late. Like I went in the 7th round, which at the end of the day, like when I look back on it, it's so laughable at how consumed I was by that in a certain aspect. And so I was super undersized. I think when I got drafted, I was like 5'3", just a tiny kid. And then I went to my first camp at like 5'5". It was funny actually. My first WHL training camp, we did the conditioning or whatever, and we were doing a bench press test. I think it was like 150 pounds on the bar, and I couldn't do one rep, but the guy who was spotting me like pulled me up twice, like basically did a row and helped me get 2 reps. But I remember being like, I didn't get 1. So yeah, my first WHL camp was just like crazy. I was so small and naive. I was very grateful that they even drafted me. But when I look back at it, just like little things, like less the hockey actually, and more just like, doing stuff with my billet brother, or like the late night hot tub, or making pizzas in the oven after a game kind of thing. Those are the things I usually took from it. Obviously there's big hockey moments where you had good games and we got to have like Hockey Night in Canada, Sportsnet, all that sort of stuff, which was pretty cool at a young age, experiencing that. But yeah, I think Kamloops was a great city, great spot to play, great fans. I love, playing for the Blazers. I miss all the, the training staff and all that there. So we had a really good team when I was 18 in Kamloops, and we unfortunately came up short in one of our playoff rounds. And then it was kind of like we're in rebuild mode a little bit. And I was the 19-year-old that was signed kind of, I think, on his way out, like wasn't coming back as a 20. And we weren't really contenders. So I kind of knew it was happening from like early November. But it was tough too. Like there was a lot of coaches and stuff that you've worked with since you were 17 that you necessarily like weren't wanting to leave regarding that. But yeah, me and Andre Vala got traded at the deadline to Everett, and we went there, and they were a great team. Like we went all the way to the finals. We lost to Swift Current in the WHL championship. So yeah, I think for me that was like a cool hockey experience. As much as I was in Kamloops longer, I think Everett, I got the experience of like a long playoff run and what that took, and going to a finals with a group. So that was obviously a super fun thing for me. There's nothing better than in playoff series, I'll tell you that. So yeah, it was a super fun experience. Obviously, I have plenty of good things to say about Hershey. It was a great spot. Went in there when I was 18, actually, after WHL playoffs. I went up for their playoffs. They usually call up some guys to kind of black ace and stuff. So I got to experience that, which was really cool. Like it's a big ranks, really, really good fan base. They're diehard for that team. So yeah, it was super cool being able to start my AHL career with them. My first season was definitely a shock. You go from playing against boys to playing men, and you realize how much harder it is. It's definitely an adjustment coming from junior, and I don't think guys necessarily expect that because it's the AHL, it's not the NHL, all that, but it's definitely a big step up for some guys because you are playing against some guys who are 30 and you're coming off in your 20. You're not as developed, you're not used to the speed and type of play. So it was definitely an adjustment going into my rookie year.
To Tobias Geister, crunch to the boards, Pilon gets it again, cuts down front, shoots, and scores! There it is, yes! His first AHL goal! A 4-on-4 marker for Garrett Pilon, and it's 5-2 Bears!
It's not that we knew, I think it was an expectation. And then it's meeting those expectations. I mean, we came into training camp and it was, we have a good team here. Like we can do something special. Like let's play hockey, let's play the right way, let's do all that sort of thing. And I think we always had that in the back of our minds, which is a good thing, which is something you want, I think, in your hockey culture is you want the expectation that, yeah, we're going to make playoffs. It's not an if, it's we're going to make playoffs and we're going to try to go far kind of thing. And that was the mindset we had all year. And I think that helped us a lot regarding just when we were down games as well. Like we were calm, we knew that we could do it kind of thing. So yeah, I think it wasn't necessarily like we know that we're going to be in the Calder Cup kind of thing. It was just an expectation that was immediately set for us. And then it was a standard that we just held throughout the whole season. It was so unknown, I think, the first couple games. I mean, we went through the first 3-4 rounds, whatever it was, with the play-in and all that. Playing teams that we knew. So it was so like we knew how to play these guys. We knew how to play Hartford. We knew we knew how to play Roch. Like then those were all great teams. And I think we found ways to win in those scenarios. So when we went into the finals, it was so different because it was Coachella Valley. We'd never have seen them. We've heard the big scary stories of like the West putting up points and all that. So I think that was something that we were maybe almost like a little bit too respectful of them, I think, the first couple games, and they absolutely took it to us. I think we lost 5-0 and 4-0 the first 2 games, and we were going home with our tail between our legs, being like, all right, let's not get swept. And then obviously getting back to Hershey as well, like having our fans and stuff, and pulling off, 2 overtime wins at home with Riley Sutter there, and then myself in game 5, and then some big nights from Mike Vecchione and all that. And I mean, everyone played great. I think that was the biggest thing, was every single guy on our team had such a good role and played it how they need to play it. And everyone had contributions, which is just what you need, I think, to win championships as well. So that was a huge thing, and then completely changed the tide of the series. Obviously going back there up 3-2, lots of confidence and all that. And then, yeah, obviously they took it to us again in game 6, and we lost 5-2. Obviously there's a couple empty netters in there, I think, which makes it a little bit like less crazy, but we were still a little bit nervous going into game 7 because we were getting stomped on in that barn. I think it was after game 6, after we got beat, we had our family down, team flew our family down, and we were like unsure if we were able to like see them. Our coach wanted us to kind of separate that. And then after the game 6 loss, we had kind of said, screw it. And they were like, all right, we're doing a big barbecue. So we did a nice big team barbecue. It was like, no matter what happens, we're leaving this game. We're probably not going to see each other, some of us again. Some guys went over to Europe. Some guys were like, let's have a good team dinner, team barbecue with everyone's families. We had a great time. And then I think we had a practice the next day. And then game 7 came along, and it was just like, even when we went down 2-0, everyone was still stuck together. We got a couple good goals, and then obviously I think we had the momentum in the 3rd, and then when we went into overtime, I think there was so much like belief and stuff going in there, and then a huge overtime goal. I mean, the nerves were as high as I think they've ever been in overtime going out there. The last thing you want to do is turn a puck over or anything. So it was a really cool experience, great experience for a lot of the young guys, especially in the CAP system, that got to be a part of that. And then for me, it was a great learning experience to have that knowledge, I guess, of what it's like to be in a game 7 final, do or die kind of scenario. You spend a whole season, and that's already a absolute grind in itself. And then to go through playoffs, which is an even bigger grind, you're playing every other day potentially, and with the same group of guys buying in. I think it's one of the most rewarding feelings as an athlete is when you win a championship, because you win it with a group of guys that put in the exact same effort you did day in, day out, and now we're etched in silver kind of for the rest of our lives, which is a great thing. Now we have a bond with each other for the rest of our lives. So definitely something that I think I would love to do again. That's for sure. Yeah, I think the thing with Washington too is they had a lot of good young prospects coming up, and I was, I think, in a tweener phase as well, and I think I needed to try something else as well. I was with them since 2016, and they gave me plenty of opportunities, games, all that. But I think for me, it was looking at the depth chart. I just wasn't, I think, in their plans, which is totally fine. And then Ottawa was obviously a team that reached out to me and talked it over as well with my family and agent, and I guess I think it was more or less also a team that wants you, is a team that you want to go to. You don't want to go and be kicking tires somewhere and they're giving you maybes. So they obviously were interested in me, and I was interested in moving away from Hershey and Wash's system. So yeah, it kind of just worked out, and it's been good as well. Like I think when I was looking at the moves they were making, it looked like they were investing in guys and wanting to win as well, and that's something that I have always wanted to do. I don't think I want to go to a team and lose. So that's something that definitely drew me here. Yeah, it was super cool. I think, yeah, it was weird because I wasn't sure how to handle it, because obviously you're trying to separate ties a little bit. I'm a Belleville Senator now, but I mean, obviously everyone here was very okay with me taking part in that ceremony, which I'm super grateful for. And then Hershey did a great job involving me. I don't know who did the scheduling as well, but I'm super grateful for it because it was a super cool moment. I got to have Patrick Weller give me the ring, who was with me since I was a rookie there. And so it was super nice that he was able to, present me with that ring as well. I think, yeah, it was a pretty cool moment. And obviously to get a little bit of an ovation from the fans again was really cool. So my last time in that building was Game 5 overtime, which was a pretty special moment in my hockey career. So yeah, it was super cool that they allowed me to take part in it. I got a ring and all that, and then we got a win as well. I still would like to make the NHL. I think that's always the goal. I think you don't want vets even who don't want to do that. I think you need to be selfless and be happy when guys get call-ups and help them get to where they need to go. But at the same time, I still want to be down here producing, showing that I can play and get an opportunity. Because I think in Hershey, it was so tough because they didn't really have many guys get called up until the one injury year. So we were all kind of stuck down there. And I think for myself, it was, I wish I would have gotten a couple more games and all that. So I'm still wanting to obviously, be in NHL, get games, be a good player. And I still think I can do that. You have to realize that you're not necessarily at the top of the pecking order, and you got to be, happy and motivate the young guys that are in the new position that are getting their first opportunity as well. So I think that's something that, my goal going forward is, being a good teammate, winning hockey games, want to make the NHL, and that's kind of the goal.